welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your Categories host, John Bartell.
Welcome to Categories in our consolation game of our 2019-2020 Categories tournament as the Shawnee Mission East Lancers, coached by Kevin Wiesner, take on the Blue Valley North Mustangs, coached by Ryan McCoy. Let's go ahead and meet our contestants. First from East.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Grant. I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Abigail. I'm a freshman.
Hi, I'm Andrew, and I'm a sophomore.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm a sophomore.
Hi.
And our competitors from North.
Hi, I'm Gabby and I'm a junior. I'm Annika and I'm a senior.
I'm Olivia and I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Ellie and I'm a junior.
I'm Hugo and I'm a junior.
All right, here we go. In the first round of categories, we will take turns answering questions from several categories. If the team answers correctly, they earn a point for their team. If not, the other team will get a chance to steal the category. We did a coin toss before we started recording. It was won by Shawnee Mission East. So here is the first question for the Lancers. The category is vocabulary. Give the 6-letter word starting with S for detective. Emma.
Sleuth.
Sleuth. Very good. Over to you, Mustangs. Science, biology. Which bird builds the largest nests of any species in North America? Hugo?
Heron.
Cannot accept that. Lancers, chance to steal this science biology question. Ian?
Eagle.
Eagle, yes. Lancers, staying with you. Geography, landmarks is the category. France has 2 famous Renaissance palaces. Versailles is one. Name the other. Ian.
The Louvre.
Cannot accept the Louvre. Mustangs, chance to steal this geography and landmarks question. France has 2 famous Renaissance palaces. Versailles is one. Name the other. Hugo?
La Manche.
No, it's not La Manche. Fontainebleau. Fontainebleau. Mustangs, we are coming back, or staying with you. Literature, terminology. What is the traditional rhyme and meter of Shakespeare? Ellie?
Iambic pentameter.
That is what we're looking for. Back to you, Lancers. History, U.S. history, explorers. Thomas Jefferson dispatched what duo on a... Grant?
Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark, very good. Back to you, North. World languages. The people of Wales speak both English and Welsh. Olivia?
Sorry, I was going to say Welsh. That's my bad.
Oh. Okay, Lancers, you do have a chance to steal this world language category. The people of Wales speak both English and Welsh, which belongs to what group of languages? Ian?
Celtic.
They are Celtic. Staying with you, Lancers, current events is the category. Longtime hardball on NBC host resigned following a... Grant?
Chris Matthews.
Chris Matthews. Mustangs, back to you. Musicals is the category. Which city saw the premiere of Les Miserables? Ellie?
London.
Is not London. Lancers, chance to steal this musicals category. Which city saw the premiere of Les Miserables? Ian?
Paris.
It is Paris. Lancers, staying with you, sports is the category. In rodeo competition, what is the standard time required for a rider to stay in bareback, saddle bronc, and bull riding contests? Abigail.
8 seconds.
It is 8 seconds. Back over to you, North. Mathematics is the category. If 2 circles are tangent to each other, what is the greatest number of common tangents, tangent lines in this case, the 2 circles can have? Hugo?
3.
It is 3. Lancers, children's literature is the category. Name the conflict that provides the backdrop for the classic children's story, Johnny Tremaine. Ian?
American Revolution.
It is the American Revolution. North, coming back to you. World geography, specifically industry. Which animals are used to extract up to half of Burma's timber? Olivia?
Asian elephants.
Elephants, very good. Coming back to you, East, theater is the category. What is the name of the historically important theater of black entertainment in Harlem? Abigail.
The Apollo?
It's the Apollo, very good. Coming back to you, Mustangs. Sports. What sport began in 1823 when a frustrated player, William Ellis, picked up the soccer ball and ran with it? Hugo?
Rugby.
It is rugby. Back to you, Lancers. General knowledge. What type of arts and crafts requires you to interlace your warp and woof? Abigail?
Weaving?
It is weaving. Back to you, North. Law terminology. To avoid litigation, this type of insurance or divorce avoids fixing the blame. Name it. Annika.
No fault.
No fault. Back to you, Lancers. U.S. history terminology. In the constitutional sense, which of the following words is closest in the meaning to impeachment? Is it removal, conviction, judgment, or indictment? Grant.
Indictment.
It is indictment. General knowledge to you, Mustangs. Will Rogers, the cowboy humorist and philosopher, was a native of what state? Olivia?
Texas.
Not Texas. Lancers, chance to steal this general knowledge question. Will Rogers, the cowboy humorist and philosopher, was a native of what state? Andrew.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Staying with you, Lancers, physics, science, and physics is the category. Nuclear fission in the general process of is the general process of splitting a nucleus. Neutrons released during fission can be absorbed by nearby nuclei and make those nuclei undergo fission. What do we call such a sequence of fissions? Ian.
Chain reaction.
It is a chain reaction. Back to you, Mustangs. Current events is the category. Elizabeth Warren dropped out of the Democratic race after losing her home state on Super Tuesday. For which state does she serve as the senator? Olivia?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Back to you, Lancers, with mathematics. This next question is more specifically about calendars. What will the next year to be divisible by 4 but not include a February 29th? Time. Mustangs, chance to steal this mathematics question. This question is about calendars. What will the next year to be divisible by 4 but not include a February 29th? Hugo?
2400.
Cannot accept that. It's 2100. 2100. We are staying with you, Mustangs. Military history is the category. During the American Revolution, the forces of the British Army included a number of German mercenaries. What were they called? Annika?
Hessians?
Hessians or Hessians, yes.
Hessians?
Lancers, coming back to you with art history. What style of music succeeded the Baroque era and preceded the Classical era? Ian?
Romantic.
Not romantic. North, chance to steal this art history question. Hugo?
Rococo.
Rococo. Staying with you, Mustangs. Language, specifically German. Translate this German word, jawohl. Hugo?
Yes.
Yes. It's an emphatic yes, by the way. East, coming back to you. Literature is the category. Optimism was the alternate title of what classic... Abigail?
Candide.
Okay, very good. I didn't have to finish the question. Back to you, Mustangs. Science. A meteorologist is a person who studies and forecasts the weather. What name is given to one who studies the average weather of a place over a long period of years? Hugo.
Climatologist.
A climatologist. East, coming back to you. Government and economics. What amendment deals with the presidential succession and disability, as well as vice presidential vacancies? Ian.
25th.
25th. North, coming back to you. Spanish history. Which of the following names is most closely associated with Ferdinand and Isabella? Is it Diego Rivera, Francisco Franco, Tomas Torquemada, Miguel de Cervantes, or Vasco da Gama? Olivia.
Vasco da Gama.
It's not Vasco da Gama. Lancers, chance to steal this Spanish history question. Which of the following names is most closely associated with Ferdinand and Isabella? Diego Rivera, Francisco Franco, Tomas Torquemada, Miguel de Cervantes, or Vasco da Gama? Ian?
First one, Rivera.
It's actually Torquemada. Torquemada. Lancers, we are staying with you. General knowledge is the category. To earn the auto mechanics scouting badge, you must know how to change which two filters? Time. North, chance to steal this general knowledge question. To earn the auto mechanics scouting badge, you must know how to change which two filters? Hugo.
Air and oil.
Air and oil. Staying with you, Mustangs, U.S. geography. What state forms Oregon's eastern border? Annika.
Washington.
I'm sorry, cannot accept that. Lancers. Grant.
Idaho.
Idaho. Lancers, we are staying with you. Vocabulary is the category, and it is multiple choice. Does rankle, R-A-N-K-L-E, mean the same as ulcerate, fester, hurt, or irritate? Ian.
Irritate.
It is irritate. North, coming back to you. Literature. Soliloquy means talking to oneself. Hamlet engages in this on several occasions. In the most famous, he flirts with suicide. In which act of the play does he ask himself to be or not to be? Gabby.
Act 3.
Act 3. Back to you, Lancers. Musicals is the category. Starts off with a couple selections here. Happy Talk, Some Enchanted Evening, and I'm going to Wash That Man Right Out of My Hair. Abigail.
South Pacific.
It is South Pacific. Back to you, Mustangs. Science, chemistry. Procaine is the chemical name of a derivative of benzene. What does your dentist call it? Annika?
Fluorine.
Does not call it fluorine. Lancers, back to you. Chance to steal this science chemistry question. Procaine is the chemical name of a derivative of benzene. What name does your dentist call it? Andrew?
Toothpaste.
Does not call it toothpaste. Novocaine. Novocaine. East, you do get the next question. U.S. geography is the category. It's fairly long, so here we go. Its area is 2,100 square miles, about the size of the state of Delaware. It has twice as much lithium as exists anywhere else in the U.S. It is 6 to 8 times saltier than the ocean, but it's only 30 feet deep at its deepest point. What am I describing? Ian?
Great Salt Lake.
The Great Salt Lake. That is correct. And with that tone, that does mark the end of our first round of play. And we have a score of Shawnee Mission East 19 to Blue Valley North 12. As you can see on our tournament graphic, as we have that displayed for you, how both teams got here. In the first round, Shawnee Mission East was defeated by Blue Valley Southwest, and Blue Valley North came in second to Blue Valley West, and so they are now competing in the Consolation game. All right. Round 2, we're ready to start our lightning round, which questions are placed on the floor for either team to answer. It's just like in the first round. If a team responds correctly, they earn a point for their team. If not, the other team will get a chance to steal the category. As tradition here on Categories, we will do our look and listen question, which is worth 2 points. We will display it on a monitor here in the studio as well as on the screen for those participating at home. So here we go, both teams, hands on buzzers. Here is our look and listen question. This technique is employed in order for the performer to appear weightless. Gabby.
Point.
Point, yes. All right, as we continue now with the rest of our lightning round, the next category is U.S. history. What man did Giuseppe Zangara tried to assassinate in Miami on February 15th, 1933? Hugo?
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt, yes. Psychology is the next category. What Freudian term refers to an unconscious avoidance of something? Andrew?
Repression.
Cannot accept that. Mustangs, chance to steal this psychology question. What Freudian term refers to an unconscious avoidance of something that produces anxiety? Examples include regression and sublimation. Annika?
Defense mechanism.
It is a defense mechanism, yes. Poetry for both teams. How many eyes, E-Y-E-S, watched Casey at the bat in Ernest Thayer's poem? It's a good round number of 10,000. 10,000. Grammar for both teams. The symbol which takes the place of the dropped letter or letters in a contraction, as in its and Annika.
Apostrophe.
Apostrophe, yes. Music for both teams. In the modern orchestra, one stands about 170 centimeters high. It has the largest range of any orchestral instrument, more than 5.5 octaves, starting at C flat below the bass staff. Gabby?
Double bass.
Cannot accept that. Lancer's chance to steal this music question. In a modern orchestra, one stands about 170 centimeters high. It has the largest range of any orchestral instrument, more than 5.5 octaves, starting at C flat below the bass staff. What is this upright stringed instrument? Ian?
Bass.
It's the harp. It's the harp. Oh. Mathematics for both teams. If the side of a square, or each side of a square, is increased by 10%, by what percent is the area increased? Hugo?
21%.
21%. Geography for both teams. What blocks the port of Stockholm 1 month a year? Hugo?
Ice.
It is ice. You've tied up the game here at 19 apiece. U.S. history for both teams. Testifying before a Senate committee in 1957, Teamster President David Beck invoked what some 80 times? Grant?
The Fifth Amendment.
Fifth Amendment. Economics for both teams. The economist Keynes maintained what factor does not always perform the function of equating or equaling the supply of savings with the demand for savings? Fancy description for interest rate. Interest rate. Science, astronomy for both teams. Venus is the brightest planet to an earthbound observer. What is the second brightest planet? Hugo?
Jupiter.
I'm sorry, cannot accept that. Lancer's chance to steal this science astronomy question. Venus is the brightest planet to an earthbound observer. Which one is the second brightest? Ian?
Mars.
It is Mars. All right, it's time for our second round team theme huddle questions, in which 2 questions are going to be asked of the teams. Teams can confer. It is up to the captain to ring in and respond correctly to both questions in order to receive both points. If both questions are not answered correctly, the other team will get a chance to steal. So the category for both questions is the periodic table. Question 1. The second element in the 7th period of the table was discovered in France in 1898. Question 2. This is the second noble gas on the table following helium and is frequently used in signage. Ian?
Francium and neon.
Cannot accept that. Mustangs, chance to steal.
What's the first one? On the 7th period.
I'm sorry, time. The answer to question 1, radium, and the second was neon. So no points awarded. Literature is the next category for both teams. What play won Tennessee Williams the Pulitzer Prize in 1955? Abigail.
A Streetcar Named Desire.
It is not A Streetcar Named Desire. Mustangs, chance to steal this literature question. What play? Olivia?
The Glass Menagerie.
It's actually cat on a hot tin roof.
Dang.
Cat on a hot tin roof. Art for both teams. Some of the most incisive artistic portrayals of the horrors and brutalities of war are the work of which Spanish artist? Annika?
Picasso.
I'm sorry, we cannot accept Picasso. Lancers, chance to steal this art category. Some of the most incisive artistic portrayals. Abigail?
Francisco Goya.
It is Goya. U.S. geography for both teams. Identify this U.S. city from its location. It's in South Carolina on a peninsula between Ashley and Cooper. Olivia?
Charleston.
It is Charleston. Spelling for both teams. In most cases, one wishes to maintain their equilibrium. Spell equilibrium. Ellie?
EQUILIBRIUM.
That is correct. Literature for both teams. The exact date of Beowulf is unknown, but in what century was it written down? Ian?
11th.
Sorry, cannot accept 11th. Mustangs, chance to steal this literature question. The exact date of Beowulf is unknown, but in what century was it written down? Gabby?
The 12th.
It's the 8th. The 8th. U.S. history, business for both teams. This company, which sells more chemical products than any other in the United States, bears the name of its founder, a French immigrant, who built the first plant near Wilmington, Delaware. Name of the company. DuPont. DuPont. Sports for both teams. What do we call the rare feat of finishing a basketball game with two-digit numbers in 4 statistical categories, whether it's points, rebounds, assists, blocks, or steals? It's called a quadruple double. Quadruple double. Ancient history for both teams. These ancient priests considered the oak and mistletoe to be sacred. Ian?
Druid.
It is Druids. Animated cinema is the next category. Mickey Mouse had 2 dog friends. One was Goofy. What was the other? Emma?
Pluto.
It is Pluto. Government for both teams. Until the 17th Amendment to the Constitution in 1913, senators were not elected by popular vote. How were they elected? Ian?
Chosen by the state legislatures.
State legislature, very good. Current events for both teams. Oil prices fell more than 30% after which country? Hugo?
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia announced it was cutting prices. General knowledge for both teams. Joseph Pulitzer gained fame and recognition as both a journalist and the originator of the highly coveted Pulitzer Prize. What newspaper did Joseph Pulitzer own? Ellie?
Chicago Tribune.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Lancers, chance to steal this general knowledge question. Joseph Pulitzer gained fame and recognition as both a journalist and the originator of the highly coveted Pulitzer Prize. Which newspaper? Abigail?
The World.
It is the World, yes. World history, speaking of worlds, world history is the next category. What Nordic people are credited with conceiving the first sauna baths? Ian?
Finns.
The Finns, yes. Next category is language, specifically Latin. What does the Latin root on each of these words mean? Convert, invert, subvert. Ellie?
To change.
To change or turn, yes. Shakespeare is the next category. How many King Richards did Shakespeare write about? Olivia?
3.
Sorry, cannot accept 3. Lancers, chance to steal this Shakespeare category. How many King Richards did Shakespeare write about? Ian?
2.
Just 2.
Second.
Science for both teams. What branch of science is concerned with the interrelationship of organisms and their environment? Grant?
Ecology.
Ecology. General knowledge, culinary arts. What is the best way to store egg whites? Andrew?
In an egg.
Cannot accept in an egg. Mustangs, chance to steal. Ellie?
Frozen?
Frozen, yes. Presidential history, next category. Within 50%, what would President Washington's salary have been in 2020 dollars? Ian?
25,000.
I cannot accept that. Mustangs, chance to steal this presidential history question. Within 50%, what would President Washington's salary have been in 2020 dollars? Olivia?
10,000.
Cannot accept that. The answer is 0. He did not receive a salary at all. He refused. Both teams, science, elements for both teams. How many electrons are there in the M shell of elements such as thallium, mercury, lead, gold, radon, and cesium? Hugo?
18.
18 is exactly right. Both teams, geography. When Spanish explorer Francisco Ferdinand Cordoba landed here in 1517, he naturally asked the local Mayans what they called the region. They are said to have answered with a word meaning, I don't understand you. What's that word? Olivia?
Yucatan.
Yucatan, very good. Next category is music. Kinderschnesen is a collection of piano pieces by Robert Schumann intended to evoke memories of youth. How was this title usually translated into English? Gabby?
Childhood.
Cannot accept that. Lancers, chance to steal this music category. Kinderschnesen is a collection of piano pieces by Robert Schumann intended to evoke memories of youth. How was this title usually translated into English? Andrew?
Nostalgia.
Can't accept nostalgia. It's scenes from childhood, scenes from childhood. But that tone does denote the end of our contest. We had a well-played game as Shawnee Mission East comes out on top, 29 to Blue Valley North, 26. Please stay tuned as we are going to do our trophy presentations for this game and awards. Congratulations to both teams on not only a great game today, but excellent regular season performances, finishing both teams finishing undefeated at 4-0. At this time, I'd like to present the 4th place trophy to Coach McCoy and the Blue Valley North Mustangs.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you for hosting, and thank you for having us here at Shawnee Mission School District. Really appreciate it. I'd like to take a moment to thank specifically our 2 seniors, one of which is here with us today, Annika and Matthew, who's not with us. They were really welcoming and bringing me on board this year. I was the newest guy on the team. Everybody else had kind of like showed me what I needed to do. We also had a really nice team this year, JV and varsity kiddos working all year long, and so we'd like to thank them for all the practices. Felt like we had a successful year, and looking forward to next year. So thank you.
And congratulations to Coach Wiesner and the Shawnee Mission East Lancers for their 3rd place finish in our tournament.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right. Thank you to everybody here for putting this on. This is great. Our kids really enjoyed it. Thank you to our 2 seniors, Ian and Grant. Ian, a great captain this year, and everybody else that was on the team. Just a really, really fun year, and thank you to everybody.
Congratulations to both teams for excellent regular season performances as well as tournament performance. Stay tuned next week as we will bring you Blue Valley Southwest taking on Blue Valley West in our 2019-2020 Categories Championship. As always, we will continue to bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students throughout Johnson County.